All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Monday, July 25th, 2022. All right, just making sure the sound was okay. We got a pretty good slate of games to go through today here in Major League Baseball. Well, we'll jump right into them in here in just a second. Before we get started, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday. Hey, Frankie, that morning show was a lot of fun this morning. It was. But don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also live on the ASAP Sports Network. Make sure you check out the ASAP Sports Network. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch there as well. But there's a lot of great analysts over there. Frankie just mentioned the morning show. We had a great morning show this morning. We talked about sports, plus there was a lot of it was funnier than hell. A lot of other talking about a little bit of everything on the morning show. So go check it out on ASAP Sports Network, 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Then there's also Unscripted every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Go check it out on the Unscripted Facebook, or you can find it at the ASAP Sports Network. Uh, and then on Saturday, it's at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm usually on there. Great group of guys over there with Frankie, Jay, and Logan, and Pride comes on sometimes. Rob Scott comes on sometimes, but it's always a great time on there as well. But all right, let's get ready to jump right into today's baseball game. Got NFL coming up here real soon, just a few weeks out from preseason. Can't wait for that. Love talking NFL games. First game in the baseball games today is going to be the Miami Marlins at the Cincinnati Reds. This game starts at 6:41 p.m. Eastern time. The Reds are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 134 on the money line. The Marlins are plus 114 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9 runs. The Marlins are 45 and 50 on the season, 23 and 27 on the road. As a team, they're hitting 238 on the season and have a 3.76 team ERA. On the mound for the Marlins tonight, will be Rogers. He is 4-9 with a 5.46 ERA. The Marlins are 2-3 over their last 5 games. The Reds are 36 and 58 on the season, 20 and 29 at home. As a team, they're hitting 239 on the season. They have a 5.28 team ERA. They'll have Lodolo on the mound tonight. He is 2-3 on the season with a 5.81 ERA. The Reds are 2-3 their last 5 games. They won a series versus the Cardinals over the weekend, 2 games to 1. The Reds are playing better, or have been playing good baseball over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Last 2 weeks, going into the All-Star break, they were playing well. Had a huge series against the Yankees. They ended up winning 2-1. But did lose a series to the Cardinals, but came back and won a series against the Cardinals. Reds are starting to play better baseball. Unfortunately, I think they're probably going to end up getting rid of Nick Castillo here, or Luis Castillo, I mean, here real soon. I hope not. I think he's going to be traded by the trade deadline, which is Not gonna sit well with a lot of Reds fans. But for today's game, I like the Cincinnati Reds, on the money line here. The Reds have been playing better baseball than the Marlins. Adolo's been pitching better here as of late, better than what his, ERA says. So I like the Reds. They got off to a good start after the All-Star break, winning the series against the Cardinals, and I hope the Re I look for the Reds to keep that momentum today and get the win against the Marlins. Next game is the Atlanta Braves versus the Philadelphia Phillies. The Braves are 1.5 run favorites on the road, and they're -180 on the money line. The Phillies are +152 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. The Braves are 50-39 on the season. They're 25-18 on the road. Excuse me, 38-39 on the season. 25-18 on the road, hitting 248 as a team and have a team ERA of 3.62. On the mound tonight for the Braves, you have Fried. He has a 10-3 record on the season and a 2.64 or 2.64 ERA. The Braves are 3-2 over their last 5 games. They won a series 2 games to 1 versus the Angels over the weekend. The Phillies are 49-46 on the season, 24-24 at home. As a team, the Phillies are hitting 244 on the season and have a team ERA of 3.82. On the mound tonight for the Phillies is Suarez, who has a 7-5 record on the season and a 4.07 ERA. The Phillies are 2-3 over their last 5 games. They've lost 3 games in a row over the weekend to the Cubs. The Braves are playing better baseball than the Phillies right now. I like the Braves here on the money line in this game, and I like the under the 8.5 as well. Next game is the Baltimore Orioles at the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays are 1.5 run favorites. They're -1.5 or -124 on the money line. The Orioles are +106 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. The Rays are 52-43 on the season, 21-25 on the road. As a team, the Rays are hitting 240 on the season and have a 3.40 team ERA. On the mound for the Rays is Kluber, who has a 6-5 record on the season and a 3.73 ERA. The Rays are 2-3 over their last 5 games. They lost the series versus the Kansas City Royals over the weekend, 1 games to 2. The Orioles are 47-48 on the season. They have a 26-19 record at home. They're hitting 254 as a team, have a 3.98 team ERA. Uh, they will have Goff on the mound. He has a 1-1 record and a 3.42 ERA. The Orioles are hitting or excuse me, the Orioles are 2-3 over their last 5 games. The Orioles lost the series 1 game to 2 games against the Yankees over the weekend. The Rays have been playing better baseball than the Orioles have coming in this game. Orioles play pretty good at home, but I favor the Orioles in this game. Next game is the Cleveland Guardians at the Boston Red Sox. The Guardians are 1.5 run favorites on the road, -102 on the money line. The Red Sox are -116 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9.5 runs. The Guardians are 48-46 on the season, have a record of 23-27 on the road. As a team, they're hitting 252 on the season and have a 3.90 ERA. On the mound tonight for the Guardians will be Plesac. He has a 2-7 record and a 4.00 ERA. The Guardians are 2-3 over their last 5 games. They split a 2 game series versus the White Sox over the weekend. Both teams winning the game. The Red Sox are 48-48 on the season, 23-23 at home. As a team, they're hitting 256 on the season and have a 4.32 ERA. Pivetta will be on the mound for the Red Sox tonight. He has an 8-7 record and a 4.50 ERA. The Red Sox are 0-5 their last 5 games. They were swept by Toronto over the weekend. The Guardians are split a series against the White Sox are 2-3 over their last 5. I look for the Red Sox to bounce out of this, out of their funk here, because they're not going to stay in this slump the rest of the season. That's for sure. In this game, I kind of lean toward the under the 9.5. 9.5, I think, is a little too high. I'll go with the under the 9.5 is what I lean to more than anything in this game. Uh, I like the Red Sox to get a win, uh, but like I said, they're on a 5-game losing streak, but they have to win uh, sooner or later. And this Guardians team is decent, but they're not a great team. And neither one of these pitchers have been pitching out or lights out this year. They both have ERAs in the four. So I think this is going. I think this could be a decent game. Next game is the Padres at the Tigers. The Padres are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 152 on the money line. The Tigers are plus 136 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. Padres are 54-43 on the season, 29-22 on the road, hitting 241 as a team on the season, and have a 3.75 team ERA. Man- Maneo will be on the mound for the Padres. He has a 5-4 record and a 4.11 ERA. Padres are 3-2 over their last 5. They won a series 2-1 over the Mets over the weekend. The Tigers are 38-58 on the season, 23-26 at home. They're hitting 227 as a team on the season and have a 4.17 ERA. Hutchinson is on the mound tonight for the Tigers. He has a 1-4 record on the season and a 4.46 or a 4.46 ERA. The Tigers are 1-4 over their last 5 games. They lost 3 in a row and lost a 2-game series to the Twins over the weekend. I like the Padres in this game. Padres have the better team, been playing better base, even though they were only 3-2 over their last 5. They've been playing better baseball. Came off a couple big wins over the Mets. I like the Padres here on the money line. Next game is the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Chicago Cubs. I'm doing good, Mickey. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. We got the Pirates versus the Cubs. The Cubs are 1.5 run favorites. They are minus 138 on the money line. The Pirates are plus 118 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8 runs. The Pirates are 40-56 on the season. They have a 19-31 record on the road. As a team, they're hitting 221 on the season. They have a team ERA of 4.65. On the mound tonight for the Pirates is Brubaker. He has a 2-8 record on the season and a 4.02 ERA. The Pirates are 2-3 over their last 5 games. And the Pirates lost the series 1-2 against the Marlins over the weekend. The Cubs are 38-57, 18-32 at home. Cubs are hitting 245 on the season as a team and have a 4.48 team ERA. Sampson's on the mound tonight for the Cubs. He's has a 0-1 record with a 3.34 ERA. The Cubs are 4-1 over their last 5. Cubs swept the Phillies over the weekend in a series. I like the Cubs here against the Pirates. Pirates have not been playing good baseball. Cubs have been playing better here coming out of the All-Star break. Even though either one of these teams are great baseball teams, I do like the Cubs to get the win tonight over the Pirates. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back and finish going through today's slate of games, and I'll give out my best picks of the day.
Get ready. This summer, the Arena League Sports is on ASAP Network. Tune in live on either the Tiki Live or Roku app, as well as your smart home TV.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we're making up plays. We're talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the diamond in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. Authenticity, sports animation. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays. Network. Whole sports all plays. Network. We on top of our game. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.
All right, welcome back to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Monday, July 25th, 2022. We're about halfway through today's slate of Major League Baseball games. I'll finish breaking down, going through them games, and then I'll give you guys a pick for every game, and I'll give you my best picks for the day. Been on a pretty good hot streak here on Major League Baseball, so hopefully we can stay on that hot streak. We're live Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. We're also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the ASAP Sports Network. You can also find us on our sports talk show, GSR Gonzo Sports Room, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Come join us tonight. The sports judge, Jonathan Mathis, will be joining me tonight, and we'll be talking about a lot of different things, talking some NFL, some NBA, talk a little bit about the Kevin Durant situation, and among other things. So join us tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for GSR Gonzo Sports Room. We also have a pro wrestling podcast, GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. New episodes drop on Sundays at 9 a.m. We also do GWR Live, where we do live interviews with independent pro wrestlers. We actually are going to be doing an interview with a tag team called the Dirty Birds this evening at 6:30 p.m. live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. We also live stream independent pro wrestling shows. It was just at a fair over the weekend for Warrior Pro Wrestling. They had a steel cage match main event. You can find that whole show on our YouTube and Facebook pages at Gonzo Sports Room. Please hit that subscribe button. We'd greatly appreciate it. Hit the like and follow buttons on Facebook. Do it for both networks, the Gonzo Sports Room channels and for the ASAP Sports Network channels. We greatly appreciate it. Go check out the ASAP Sports Network. They have a lot of great analysts over there. Good morning show. I do an afternoon show Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. The ASAP Afternoon Blitz. There's usually 3 or 4 other guys on there with me. Usually a great time. Come check us out on the ASAP Sports Network. They have shows basically from 10 in the morning to about midnight. So make sure you check them out as well. All right, let's jump back into today's slate of games. Next game is the Los Angeles Angels at the Kansas City Royals. The Angels are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 104 on the money line. The Royals are minus 112 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8 runs. The Angels are 40-55 on the season, 18-28 on the road. As a team, they're hitting .230 on the season and have a team ERA of 4.04. They will have Syndergaard on the mound tonight, who has a record of 5-7 on the season and has an ERA of 4.00. The Angels are 1-4 over their last 5 games. They lost the series to the Braves, 1-2 over the weekend. The Royals are 38-57 on the season, 21-28 at home. On the mount, they're hitting .248 as a team on the season and have a 4.75 team ERA. On the mound for the Royals tonight is Greinke. He has a 3-6 record on the season and a 4.64 ERA. The Royals are 2-3 over their last 5. They won a series versus the Rays over the weekend, 2-1. I like the Royals in this game because they're at home and they have a little bit more momentum going. than what the Angels do. So I like the Royals on the money line against the Angels. Next game is the Milwaukee Brewers at the Colorado Rockies. The Brewers are 1.5 run favorites. They are minus 198 on the money line. The Rockies are plus 164 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. The Rockies are 43 and 53 on the season, 18 and 30 on the road. As a team, they're hitting 262 on the season and have a team ERA of 4.94. On the mound tonight for the Rockies will be Freeland. He has a 4-7 record and a 4.96 ERA. The Rockies are 1-4 over their last 5 games. They're on a 4-game losing streak. The Brewers are 53 and 43, 24 and 19 at home. As a team, they're hitting 238 on the season and have a team ERA of 3.88. On the mound tonight for the Brewers will be Ashby. On the season, he has a 2-7 record and a 4.57 ERA. The Brewers are 3-2 over their last 5. The Brewers have won the first 3 games of this series. They're going for a series sweep here in the 4th game. Uh, what I like in this game, I'll lean toward the over the 8. Rockies are not very good on the road. Brewers are good on the road, so I like the Brewers on the money line. Then you have the Houston Astros at the Oakland Athletics. The Astros are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 240 on the money line. The Athletics are plus 198 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8 runs. The Astros are 64 and 32 on the season. They have a 34 and 18 record on the road. As a team, they're hitting 241 and have a 2.98 ERA. They will on the mound tonight for Odorsey. On the mound tonight for the Astros will be Odorsey. He is 4-2 with a 3.56 ERA. The Athletics are 35 and 63, 14 and 33 at home, hitting 213 as a team for the season, and have a 4.34 team ERA. They'll have Oler on the mound, who has an 0-3 record on the season and an 8.56 ERA. The Astros are 5-0 over their last 5. They swept the Mariners over the weekend. The Athletics are 3-2 over their last 5. Uh, they won a series over the Rangers, 2-1 over the weekend. I like the Astros here, but on the money line, 240 is just not a lot of value there. You can get the minus 1.5 run at minus 140. That's what I like in this game. I like the Astros at the minus 1.5. Next game is the Arizona Diamondback at the San Francisco Giants at the Arizona Diamondback. The Giants are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 136 on the money line. The Diamondbacks are plus 116 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 9.5 runs. The Giants are 48 and 47 on the season. They have a record of 22 and 25 on the road. On the season, they're hitting 236 as a team and have a team ERA of 3.82. On the mound tonight for the Giants is Junis. He has a 4-1 record on the season and a 3.06 ERA. The Giants are 1-4 over their last 5 games. They were swept by the Dodgers over the weekend. The Diamondbacks are 42 and 53 on the season. They have a team record of 24 and 27 at home. They're hitting 226 as a team and have a 4.27 team ERA so far on the season. Gilbert will be on the mound tonight for the Diamondbacks. He has an 0-3 record on the season and a 5.34 ERA. The Diamondbacks are 3-2 over their last 5 games. They won a series over the Nationals 2-1 over the weekend. I like the Giants here to get back on their winning ways after being swept by the Dodgers over the weekend. So I like the Giants here on the money line. All right, next game, we have the Texas Rangers at the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 152 on the money line. The Rangers are plus 128 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8.5 runs. The Rangers are 43-51 on the season, have a 22-25 record on the road. They're hitting 240 as a team and have a 4.08 team ERA. On the mound for the Rangers is Otto. He has a 4-6 record on the season and a 5.40 ERA. The Rangers are 2-3 over their last 5. They lost the series 2-1 versus the Athletics over the weekend. For the Mariners, they're 51-45, 24-23 at home. Mariners are hitting 235 as a team and have a team ERA at 3.58. On the mound for the Mariners is Flexen. He has a 6-8 record with a 3.79 ERA. The Mariners are 2-3 over their last 5. They were swept by the Astros over the weekend. Mariners were hot going into the All-Star break on a 14-game winning streak. Come out from All-Star break and lose 3 games in a row. I look for the Mariners to bounce back today against the Rangers. I like the Mariners on the money line at home. All right, next game is the Washington Nationals at the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 300 on the money line. The Nationals are plus 245 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8. The Dodgers are big favorites in this game, and rightfully so. Nationals are 32-65 on the season. They're 17-29 on the road. As a team, they're hitting 246 and have a 5.17 team ERA. On the mound for the Nationals will be Espino. He has a 0-3 record and a 3.57 ERA. The Nationals are 2-3 over their last 5. They lost the series 2-1 versus the Diamondbacks over the weekend. The Dodgers are 64-30 on the season, 34-13 at home, hitting 257 as a team. They have a team ERA of 2.96. On the mound, they have Gonsolin, who's just been outstanding. He has an 11-0 record on the season and a 2.02 ERA. Dodgers have won or 5-0 over their last 5 games. They swept the San Francisco Giants over the weekend. This is a game of 2 teams that are going in the opposite direction. Dodgers are looking primed to try to make a World Series run. Nationals are in full rebuild mode after not being able to get a contract with Soto, and are probably going to be getting ready to trade him. I like the Dodgers in this game. But of course, minus 300 is just way too much. I'm going with the Dodgers at the minus 1.5. All right, that's all of today's games in Major League Baseball. I'll go through and give you guys a pick for each game, and then after that, we'll give out our best picks of the day. All right, pick for each game. I like the Reds over the Marlins, money line. Braves money line over the Phillies. The Orioles money line over the Rays. The Red Sox money line over the Guardians. The Padres money line over the Tigers. The Cubs money line over the Pirates. I like the the Royals money line over the Angels at home. The Brewers money line over the Rockies. The Astros minus 1.5 over the Athletics. The Giants money line over the D-backs. The Mariners money line over the Rangers, and the Dodgers minus 1.5 over the Washington Nationals. And then the best picks of the day, I like the Reds on the money line at home over the Marlins. The Braves money line over the Phillies. The Padres money line over the Detroit Tigers. I like the Cubs money line at home against the Pirates. And I like the San Francisco Giants on the road money line against the Arizona Diamondbacks. So my best picks of the day, to recap, best picks of the day: San Francisco Giants money line, Chicago Cubs money line, San Diego Padres money line, the Atlanta Braves money line, and the Cincinnati Reds money line. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Like I said, don't forget, we'll be live tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, for GSR Gonzo Sports Room. The sports judge, Jonathan Mathis, will be joining me tonight for that show. We're also got a big interview at 6:30 p.m. Eastern with the pro wrestling tag team, the Dirty Bird. Come join us. Should be a great conversation. 6:30 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. You can also find our, like I said, we live streamed the pro wrestling show over the weekend. You can find it on our YouTube page. Please hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate that. We will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Oh, don't forget, you can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, GS and GSR Gonzo Sports Room in podcast form, Anchor Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us at Gonzo Sports Room, and then of course Easy Money for the sports betting show. GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room, you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Google Podcast, all that. And you can also find a video version of it on our YouTube page at Gonzo Sports Room. Thanks for joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Easy Money, or 3 p.m., excuse me, at 3 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. You can find me at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow over on the ASAP Sports Network with the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Come join us for that. We will see you guys tomorrow. Come join us tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and again at 11 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. 6:30 p.m. is a interview with pro wrestling tag team, the Dirty Birds. 11 p.m. Eastern night, we have our sports talk show, GSR Gonzo Sports Room, and the sports judge, Jonathan Mathis, will be joining me. Should be a great conversation, so come check that out. We appreciate your support. Please hit that like and subscribe and follow buttons, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.